This is UFC, Nashville, Tennessee. This is Lewis taking on Teixeira. The guy that you think, who is this guy? Is he like fucking Glover Teixeira's fucking 30-second cousin? I don't know. Anyway, we have 12 bouts here, ladies and gentlemen. This is a UFC fight night in Nashville. Straight off the wrist, straight off the cuff. First pop, full card predictions. Boom. I got to go out bush for 5 weeks, no phone for work. So I've got to do all these like fights and stuff. So I'm just going to be pumping them out. Anyway. All right. First fight of the night. Mike Davies taking on a Mitch Ramirez. I know Mike Davies had all this hype and he like lost his last fucking fight beforehand. That's just terrible. He fucking shut the bed. But I honestly truly believe that he can get a win here, man. He can get a win here. Give me a Mike Davies by decision. Moving on up the card, we have a Nate the Train Landwehr taking on a Morgan Charrier. Morgan Charrier is fucking dangerous. People are going to still forget. I think people are going to forget because he did. He lost it. He kind of shat the bed against his last opponent, I'm pretty sure, or he's had a recent loss, but he had a lot of hype. He's always had hype. He does like social media or something. He's one of the smart ones. Like he's using his UFC platform in France to actually make more money, obviously, on the internet. Why wouldn't you do that? Sitting there complaining about fucking UFC fight pay, but not using their platform on the internet. Anyway, this guy is one of the smart ones. Give me a Morgan Charrier by decision. Moving on up the card, we have a Junior Tafa taking on a Tuco Tokos. Junior Tafa, he's alright. I just feel like a Tuco can give a fucking Junior Tafa a problem here. He's on 2-fight losing skid. Yeah, okay. He's on a 2-fight losing skid, lost to Navo Sterling. We have a Junior Tafa. I feel like... Give me Junior Tafa by KO. Second round KO. Moving on up the card, we have a Vitor Petrino taking on an Austin Lane. Vitor Petrino is an absolute peanut. He put his head in a guillotine against an Anthony Smith. But he's taking on an Austin Lane who just keeps getting smoked, and he's an ex-NFL player. The only guy to really be like alright, off the top of my head, is Dominic Reyes. Other than that, they all shit the bed. Austin Lane. I don't know, man. Like this is what they're doing. They're trying to give Austin Lane a win. He's an American. They're trying to give him a win here because Vitor Petrino, he's an absolute peanut, and they probably don't like that. But he put his head in a guillotine against Anthony Smith. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? That's very low IQ for a professional fighting athlete, combat sports athlete. But nevertheless, a Vitor Petrino I could probably see giving an Austin Lane problems. But, you know, you could say an Austin Lane could win a decision here, and he could implement some grappling. Give me an Austin Lane on points. I think Austin Lane's going to win a decision against Vitor Petrino. Get this Vitor guy out of my face. All right, moving on up the card, we have a Fatima Klein taking on a Melissa Martinez. Melissa Martinez. Yes. Alice Ardeline. Yeah. So she fought Alice Ardeline her last fight. Unanimous decision. But you know, what is it? Fucking matter. A Fatima Klein. Give me a Fatima Klein on decision. Moving on up the card, we have a Lauren Murphy taking on an Eduardo Mora. I think it's going to be a close one against the Lauren Murphy or versus an Eduardo Mora, but they're going to give it to a Mora. They're going to give it to Eduardo Mora. Lauren Murphy, she's getting super old. She's like over 40. Eduardo Mora. I don't know. Oh, man, it's going to be a split decision. Split decision. Split decision. Eduardo Mora. I don't know. Fuck, whatever. Moving on up the card, we have Volta Walker taking on a Kennedy Nchuku. I think a Volta Walker is not going to get a fucking knee fucking lock. A leg lock this time. I don't think he's going to get a knee bar, whatever the fuck he loves doing. That submission. He's not going to get one here. I don't think so. He could. I don't think so, though. I feel like... But then again... Nah, you know what? Volta Walker by submission. Give me a Volta Walker by second round submission. Moving on up the card, we have a Stephen Thompson, Wonderboy, taking on a Gabriel Bonfim. Give me a Gabriel Bonfim Give me a Gabriel Bonfim by first round submission. Moving on up the card, we have a Chris Curtis taking on a Max Griffin. Give me a Chris Curtis by decision. Moving on up the card, we have a Jake Matthews taking on a Chidi Nkuani. This one's a good one. Now, the other ones I went through fast because they're just kind of clear cut to me, kind of. Like Gabriel Bonfim, I reckon, can just put fucking Wonderboy away first round submission. And a Chris Curtis and Max Griffin, it's a good fight. You know, don't get me wrong, but they're going to start coasting at one point and like during the fight. Like, you know, and Chris Curtis is just going to just do his thing. And he's just going to win, you know. Like on the feet, just going to, you know, whatever, and just do his thing like this, you know. Or a Max Griffin could win, but Chris Curtis, I reckon, has just got that a little bit more it factor about him. Max Griffin had that like a few years ago. Just have that more. But Chris Curtis doesn't have that either. He just lost that as well. But anyway, Jake Matthews taking on Chidi Nchukwani. Nchukwani, very tall, good, loves the fucking Muay Thai, man. He's dangerous as fuck. And Jake Matthews, I reckon Chidi can put Jake Matthews away, man. Jake Matthews, he's tough as fuck, man. He's a country boy. He's out from fucking Melbourne. But a Chidi Nchukwani, he's just fucking too dangerous, man. He's too dangerous with the knees and the elbows. I reckon a fucking Jake Matthews is in trouble here, man. A Chidi's got very dangerous fucking knees and elbows. And if Jake Matthews tries to engage in a clinch and stuff, I reckon he's going to find troubles in that. Give me a Chidi Nchukwani by second or third round TKO. Moving on up the card, we have a fucking sick fight, man. We have Calvin Kattar versus Steve Garcia. Steve Garcia is a fucking beast, bro. I love Steve Garcia, man. Give me Steve Garcia by first or second round KO. You know what? Calvin Kattar could actually KO Steve Garcia too. This could be a fun one. This could be actually a first or second round stoppage, just either way. Either one could knock each other out. But give me Steve Garcia by KO. Moving on up the card to the main event, we have Derrick Lewis taking on a Tallison Teixeira, the guy that looks like... who is this guy? He's fucking in the bloodline of Glover Teixeira, but is he or isn't he? I don't know. You be the judge. But guess what? He's going to absolutely fucking KO Derrick Lewis here. And it's going to be a sad affair, because Derrick Lewis has been in these positions before, main eventing, and gets KO'd. Give me a Tallison Teixeira by first or second round KO. These are my... Actually, these are my like quick pick fucking addition fucking picks, because I've got shit to do. Anyway, this is Punching the Profits with your host, Nick Hollins. And this is Nashville, UFC Nashville predictions, full card. I'm out. Peace!